Is she back with another story time? That's 2 in 1 week. What the else she gotta say? Why she always ranting and complaining about some shit? What's up, you guys? It's your girl Amber, Amber's Closet, and yeah, I'm back with another story time because I have some crazy shit that happens and I gotta tell you guys. But like, the other one doesn't count because it accidentally got erased when I try to erase my U now. I don't know what happened. It was weird. So I reposted that joint, but I got some other stuff to tell you guys. But like, can I be real with you? Like, sometimes I gotta get shit off my chest, and I also want to know from you guys in the comments if I'm crazy for tripping out over some crazy shit that happens to me, because I don't know why when shit happens to me, bruh, it's like crazy shit. I don't know why. It just can't ever just be regular.
It just can't ever just be regular.
I really want to tell you guys this story and see if I'm tripping, because I'm ready to take down Uber Corporation. I'm ready to do it. Like, I'm just so mad right now, you guys, at Uber, and I want you guys to tell me if you feel me on this, okay? But I have 2 stories to tell you guys today. The other story is about me being attacked from a dinosaur, like a creature that has come out of extinction, or it came from another fucking universe. This shit was not from planet Earth, you guys, and like, I really have to tell you. Anyways, let's get into it. So let me tell you about Uber real quick. I was getting a ride from my dad from here to the airport, right? And I scheduled the ride so that it would be ready for him up in the morning because I had to be somewhere else, cross town, and he had to go to the airport. So I scheduled a ride. When I scheduled the ride, it said your range is anywhere from like $30 to $37 was my max, right? So I was like, cool. Did that joint, it would be there in the morning to go and get him. So while he got in the ride, he had to call me 3 times and tell me that this guy is taking some weird routes and not going the way that he wanted to go. And then when he called me again, he was telling me that he refuses to get in the carpool lane when that is the only lane moving, and my dad was afraid that he was gonna miss his flight. Now, I know that my dad was in a weird situation because my dad can handle anything, and if he's calling me and feels out of place with this ride, it must have been weird. My dad literally had to put me on speaker, and I was like, get in the carpool lane right now. My dad cannot be late for this flight, right? By the time my dad gets to the airport, he missed his flight. And believe me, he had plenty of time. And so as soon as the ride ended, I hit them up and I let them know right away. One of your drivers refused to get in the carpool lane, took all these different routes, made me miss my flight, and then I get hit with a bill of $77. Double what the range was that they told me. So not only did this driver F up, made my dad miss his flight, but then I got charged double. So after I submitted a little thing saying your driver was terrible and made me miss my flight, I hit them back and I was like, oh, and you charged me $77 when my scheduled ride range was this to this. And I had a screenshot of it because I screenshotted it for my dad and sent it to him so he could be ready when they come. So I had literally a screenshot proof of what it said it was gonna be. So right away, Uber called me. They called me, they're like, what's going on? What happened? Blah, blah, blah. We're so sorry about this. I told them everything that happened. They were like, okay, we're gonna check the driver. We're gonna check this. We're really apologize, blah, blah, blah. I get an email right back maybe an hour later saying,
Dear Amber, we apologize for this bad experience. We realize our driver took unorthodox routes and we will be refunding you 25% of your ride as well as give you $10 credit towards your account. Thank you, we apologize, we're sorry.
Right?
What?
So even though I was mad and 25% was not enough getting it back, 25% of the ride was actually like almost 20 bucks. So I was like, okay, cool, you know what? I'm just gonna accept that, even though at this point I paid over $50 for my dad to get to the airport and he missed his flight. That's ridiculous. But I was like, you know what? All right, cool. I was going to accept that and move on and be cool with it, right? Even though I was still pissed. So tell me why I get a refund back to my account and it's only $9. So I hit him up and I'm like, excuse me, I was supposed to get a refund of almost $20, $19.77, but I only received $9 back to my PayPal. They hit me back saying, oh, we said we were gonna give you $19, so we gave you $10 credit. And I said, no, here is the screenshot. You said I would get 25% of my ride back, which equals this amount to my account that was charged, plus a $10 credit. And I literally had a screenshot proof of that. Sent it to them. Then they didn't reply back to me. So the next day I get even more mad. I hit them back again. Then they hit me back and were like, we already gave you the refund, and said it again. And I asked literally so many times, I need you a supervisor to call me, because I was tired of talking to them through their little texting thing. I'm not joking, you guys, when I tell you I went back and forth with them for 23 days. I tried to let shit go. They were like, oh, we're gonna refund it back to you. We're sending it back to you. Never did. Then they would be like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't understand. They would say all this other shit. And then they try to change the amount that I was charged in the system and show it less. And then try to say later that, no, you were only charged this. Like, I don't have receipts from my own account. I was like, okay, here's my PayPal, what it was charged on this day. And I gave them receipts, bruh. I showed them exactly. They tried to act like I was dumb. Like, they can just like manipulate the system and then say, oh, this is the proof. I literally went back and forth with them and asked them 12 times to talk to a supervisor and explained it all throughout the whole thing, because I was not gonna let them win, because they owed me $10 more back. I was owed that. My dad missed his flight. That was more than the whole ride. At this point, so many days of me talking to them, they should have been giving me my whole refund back, because I was pissed. I was literally hitting them up on Twitter, you guys. Like, I was like, I'm so mad at Uber right now. I want my money back, blah, blah, blah. I was livid. But this is the thing. They dragged this on for so many days, not replying back to me on time, sending me in a roundabout, saying we gave credits to my account when I was like, I don't want any more credits to my account, which they didn't give me. I don't want any more credits because I don't know if I want to use you guys anymore because of the way that you handled your customer service. It's shitty as f. I've been hitting them up literally every other day since this happened. And tell me why the other day they replied back to me and they're like,
oh, sorry, we can't help you with inquiries over 30 days ago.
So literally they dragged this on for so long just to get to the point where they can say we don't have any inquiries in our database after 30 days.
Are you kidding me, bruh?
Listen, I'm not ever using Uber again. They can kiss my mother ass, you guys. I'm so mad because what's crazy is like Ari told me she had a terrible experience with them and she only uses Lyft. But I was like, really, bro? I love Uber.
Not anymore.
There's so much going on in Uber that's so messed up, and they got me so messed up over my $10 refund. Like, are you kidding me? I'm so mad, you guys.
I'm so mad, you guys.
Your service. You service people, so your customer service needs to be A1. And if it's not, you suck. Please put in the comments below if you understand where I'm coming from or if I'm tripping. Now, real quick, you guys, the next story was just absolutely crazy. And we were in the living room and we were like laughing, and all of a sudden I hear like this sound, right? It was the loudest thing I've ever heard in my life, and I stopped and I was like, what was that? And she was like, oh, that had to be like a machine outside because this shit was so loud. I was like, no, it sounds like it's in our kitchen, right? And then the sound gets to the point where it's being echoed. So I'm like, oh my God. So I was thinking it's like in this like pop out glass thing that we have above the sink, or it's in the sink, right? And there's some dishes in the sink, so I'm like, what the f? Because this literally sounds like a baby airplane, like bzz, bzz. And then of course my girlfriend's like hitting me like, go see, go see, go see. She's scared, but literally I was so scared, you guys. But I know that if this thing is gonna get out of our house, it has to come from me. So I'm like creeping over to the sink, right? And as soon as I creep over to the sink and I get like this far from it, I see this big ass black thing just creep up out of the sink, and I literally screamed and ran. I blacked out. It was like I knew I saw something I didn't want to see, and I blacked out. I am not scared of bugs around here. I'm the man in this house. I handled it my shit, but this shit was just too much for me. I don't know what it was. Like, especially when you don't know what it was, and then when you saw it, you still don't know what it was. You guys, it freaked me out so much, you guys. Like, I couldn't even do it. So I backtracked, and she's like, no, get it, get it, get it. And then I could hear it. I could hear it. It was out, and it was about, and it was like hella loud. And I was like, oh my God, is it like a devil hummingbird? Like, what is happening in the kitchen? I went back in there, but this time I did not go empty-handed. I had a weapon, and my weapon of choice was this strong ass broom that we have. The bristles are like made of the strongest plastic because it's really made for like brushing off like industrial shit. I took this broom and I went in there, and tell me why I find it, and I find it in that windowsill pop out above my sink. And I'm not joking, you guys, this thing was like this big. I couldn't even tell what it was, but it looked like a bee. I was so freaked out. I was almost in tears, and I am a thug. You guys, I'm not scared of shit, but because this was something abnormal to me, I was like, oh my God. I literally was shaking. It's so big and so strong. It's like trying to dig out of the window. Tell me why it was so strong. It put scratches or some shit on the window. So what did I do? I tried to move shit over that was in the window and take that broom and stab it, right? And I literally followed through, and I got it right against the window, right? And I pulled back from it, and tell me why it dropped looked back at me and started flying. This big ass metal brush and I followed through, and believe me, I'm strong. It did nothing to this thing. Did nothing to it. Looks like a bee, but this is the biggest bee I've ever seen in my life, you guys. I'm not joking. It was the size of a hummingbird. I pulled back and stabbed that thing 4 times. At one point in time, the last time I stabbed it, I thought I got it good because I can see its body, right? And then I just see its head squiggle. It started squiggling out of the broom bristles. Like literally squiggling out. Like, bitch, that's all you got? What you got? Have you guys seen Black Mirror, the show? Put in the comments below if you've seen Black Mirror. There is an episode on there that has to do with bees, and it's robot bees. At that point in time, I was like, oh my God, it's one of those robot bees. It's real. This is real life. Because this thing was so abnormal, it couldn't be real. I literally had to stab it a few more times, and then when I got stuck in the bristles, not dead, stuck in the bristles, took it outside, I slammed it on the ground, and then I saw it getting up, got up, came for me. I had to swoop, swipe that thing. I got it, I swiped it on the ground, and then I had to hit it again. And when I hit it again, I hit it again, and I hit it again, and then finally, that thing just laid down. Now listen, I literally tiptoed over to it and looked down at it, thinking I was gonna see some robot parts. I was convinced there was no way. What was this thing? And I got so scared, I brushed it into the brush, into the grass, into the fern gully that is growing in the backyard of our house, because I did not want anybody coming looking for it, because this thing was the king or queen of whatever dinosaur beehive that this thing came from, if it wasn't a robot. I literally had goosebumps. I was itching. I was almost in tears because I literally went to war with this thing that decided to come up in my house. This bee was pitch black. We went and Googled it, and it looks like it might be a carpenter bee, but I swear to God, you guys, the Google images that are on there gives no justice to how big and scary this thing was. Like, no justice.
No justice.
Oh Lord. Anyway, all I want from this video is, am I crazy of being so mad about Uber? That's number 1. And number 2, have any of you guys been attacked by some abnormal ass shit before and it disturbed your life? Because this thing gave me a few nightmares. It turned my whole life upside down. Thank you for listening to my pain, but keep your eye open for your girl, because I have some videos coming up for you. I have another little bit of tomboyish coming up. I have another health video, and I have a freaky sex topic video coming up for you guys. I love you guys. Stay amazing. See you soon. Peace.